It's work.
We might be live.
And then again, we might not. We're assuming we're live. So it's Lynda, Lunchtime with Lynda, and
Amanda from Pear Blossom Press.
Yes, this is so exciting. This is so much fun having Amanda. Well, I'm at Amanda's place, so it's like awesome back here.
Work in progress.
Just want to go through and see all her cool stuff, but no time for that. So right now we're going to be doing a project, but I hope everyone knows Amanda. I've talked about her enough, and she's also on our inspiration team. So just want to go ahead. Thank you all for watching, and of course I'm on her YouTube channel, so I'm a guest on her channel.
But I'm a guest on her channel on Facebook.
So we're both guests, and we're both stars. So
I don't know about that.
Okay,
Well, we have people here. Yay! Hi, Allison. Hi, Lauren.
hello. Hi there.
All right. So today we're doing a collaboration. So if you haven't hopped along already, we've got some really fabulous designers. There's videos and blogs. We're hopping around, and everybody's using dies from iCrafter, and the theme is Halloween. And then they're all going to light up with either our easy lights or our halo lights. And Lynda and I are going to make some fun light up cards today too. So, let's see. We're going to change the camera, and then you can kind of, it's fish-eyed here so that we can both be on camera at the same time. Do you want me to start? Here, let me show you. If you're new to our easy lights, this is a cheater card so you can kind of see the guts. So this is a halo light. It's taped in place. You can see we've got 3 lights. We've got the battery unit, and then there's a little button. Sometimes they're purple, sometimes they're red, just depending on the run. We cover them up, and we have something pretty on the front. We have little windows that I covered with vellum, and I colored them. People ask me if you can color the lights. You can, but look at how tiny that is. There's not much pigment that would show. So it's better if you color your vellum. And then I die cut for these candles, a little raindrop there. And then you can see light comes through. Now, in order to get that light to really spread out and to give you room for the battery, use double thick foam tape. You can use 2 layers of regular foam tape or double thick, which we have in the shop. So basically that's how it works. Don't forget to mark push underneath your button. And we're going to make a couple different cards with these today.
Oh, I see more people joining us.
Hey, Marcy.
Hello.
Hi, Sky. How you guys doing?
Thanks for joining us. We're so excited here. So I can talk about the dies.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody is familiar with iCrafter. It is, we create dies and stamps and all kinds of fun tools.
Fun tools.
Yes.
Awesome.
So just kind of really handy. Again, it's like things that designed for crafters, and it's inspired by crafters. So it's something that's really useful. So we have tools, but the dies are always fun. We had some really fun Halloween designs, so we wanted to combine a whole bunch of, just kind of go for it, have some really fun with it, because it works perfectly with the easy lights. So that's what the idea behind this collaboration is, to show different ways to use it. So we'll be talking also about which dies we're using, which ones we selected, and how we're going to use them as we go. So.
And if you guys haven't seen any of iCrafter's dies yet, check out this color. Isn't that pretty? It's like this beautiful teal color. They cut like a dream. I'm totally in love. And they're super versatile. And you can kind of see I've got a stack here, and you might be wondering what this has to do with Halloween. But I'm using the tassel from the paper orb, because I'm going to make a broom, because I thought that would be fun. This is the Ribbon Rosette add-on set, and I'm using the trick-or-treat sentiment here, and a ghost, and a spider web. From the tunnel card add-on, I'm using just these little tiny jack-o'-lanterns and bats, although you could use that ghost instead. And I really, really like this new Heather alphabet. There's uppercase and lowercase, and the lowercase comes with numbers, so those are awesome. But my sentiment is going to be trick or chic, C-H-I-C, because I saw that on a sign in Vegas last weekend, and I thought it was really funny. And then I'm also, so I want to build like a fireplace mantle, so I happen to use in the mini accordion album, I've got this little piece that cuts like notebook paper, but I thought it would be really pretty dental work for a mantle. And then I'm also going to use this because it has the border there. It's the little stick that holds them together. And there are several sets that go along with the mini accordion album. I'm also using the coffee cup from this one and the floral spray. And then from number 2, what was I using out of it? Oh, the frame. There's so many decorative elements, you know. I love to like just figure out my own, like build my own background, that kind of stuff, and repurpose dies. I could have also used this guy too, but I don't think I did. I changed my mind. So anyhow, I've got pieces kind of cut out here. The idea is that I'm going to make a mirror, and when you press the button, there'll be a little ghost that shows from behind. Now, if you guys haven't seen it, hop along, because there are 2 or 3 people that have done a similar idea where when the light comes on, then there's something kind of hidden that shows up. So make sure you hop along. Okay, you want to talk about what you're going to work on?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with our, and this is the, okay, so we have this happy birthday wiper insert, and what it does is it creates a card that opens up and things wipe up, and it's such an easy thing to do because normally you have to try to figure out how to get things to maneuver correctly. Well, this die makes it so easy, but it also has this fun shape. Let's see if I can pull it out. It has this fun shape that looks, it's designed to hold the balloons, but I'm going to use that to create something that pops up, a ghost that pops up behind there. So we have that. I'm also using the hologram treat lantern, which is, Amanda was showing the same thing, but there are pieces in here that I want to use as well, like this. It has a larger size pumpkin. It has a great, some bats and spider webs in there. I'm also using the apothecary label because I wanted something to do the highlight on the front of the card. You can see that. And this is the mini Halloween hauntings, and this one is so much fun because there's all these little pieces, and I have them mostly out here, but you could do some fun things with that. And then most familiar would be the title card Halloween, and I am going to be using the house on that, and a few other pieces. This is where the ghost that I'm choosing to use is coming from. So those are the dies that I'm going to use. These are just my containers. So, and then I'm going to also use some inks and her easy lights to light up different parts of my, I guess it's going to be a scenery card. So should we just get started?
Yeah, I already cheated and went ahead. So remember that dental piece? This is going to be hard to see. I don't know why I chose black on black. Because, you know, I'm smart like that. But I want to build a black fireplace with this really cute little polka dot background. Have you guys been following Carissa Wiley and Mona Talk? They've been making some really, really pretty Halloween cards. And then when I saw that little sign, Trick or Chic, I thought, oh, that's my inspiration. So I'm going with pretty, like pinks and apricot with the gray and the black and white. So I'm building a little mantle here. And I've just kind of gone ahead and cut some pieces, just some rectangles with my trimmer. The one thing that I did that's a little bit different is this particular rectangle will be the front of the fireplace. And to create a little bit of perspective, I angled it in. Can you see that? How it's a little bit skinnier at the top than at the bottom. That's just going to give us like a little bit of a ground. And you don't have to go crazy with it. Just make sure that the angles are the same. So when you cut it on one side, flip it over, cut it the same way. Like you can mark it with your trimmer with some tape, like an L or something like that, so you make sure you get it the same each time. But that way you'll have a little bit of perspective. All right, so, cool. And don't ask me what the dimensions are. I just kind of played. So I'm going to build my fireplace first, and then I'll start telling you what we're doing with the lights when we get there. So, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I'm going to start adding some Distress Oxide spray and some Dilutions Shimmer spray to do a background for the front of my card. So don't mind me, I'm just going to spray stuff.
Okay, so we were talking about iCrafters tools. If you haven't seen these yet, these are the, what are they called? Eye blender?
Eye brush blender brushes.
Yeah, that. So look at these. They're so darn cute. And these aren't foam daubers. These are actually brushes. Can you see that? I love them. I have 2 sets. One for my dye inks and one for my oxides and pigment inks. And they're rainbow. Look at that. So you don't have to worry about it. They all stack together. They're easy to take with you if you're like going to a crop or whatever. And you don't have to clean them, but you can because they're brushes. So it's awesome. I'm going to use the black one with a little bit of Distress Oxide just at the bottom of my fireplace in the background. And I'm kind of starting off the page because, you know, a fireplace can have a little bit of soot even if it's chic.
And just to let you know, we have come out with caps for the mini brushes. So
We need to get some.
if you're stacking them in a row like she has, if you wanted to put a cap just on the top one to keep to protect that when you're traveling around. So it's just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. And
It's a great idea. Don't worry, I have a sink in here.
No, but the lid came
Oh.
off. The lid really came off. Oh my.
Here, I have more paper towels too.
And this is like really fun on camera.
Oh,
It's weird because I didn't untap it. So anyway,
well, you know.
but this is Lunchtime with Lynda is always like this.
The last time Micah and Tim and Gina Kay's husband, Tom, and Daniel West were live, they did the dad challenge. And I don't know how Tim did it, but somehow he gave himself a black tattoo on his whole forearm with like permanent black ink.
Oh no! Is that the tattoo removal?
Yeah.
That I saw.
Yeah, that would be it. You know, stuff happens.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of soot there. I like how that looks. And then I've just got some strips that I will glue onto the edge here. I'm using PVA glue just because I like PVA glue. It gives me a little wiggle room. I'm not always...
It is wonderful.
Yeah, I'm not. I like the wiggle room. And if you pull it up right away, you could move it around too without damaging your paper most of the times.
Well, I think I'll just stand here and clean up.
Well, you know.
Luckily, I pre-cut everything, so this is just...
Yeah. It's just for fun.
Yeah. It just kind of looks cool, doesn't it?
So I am making a slimline. I don't know if you guys have played with slimlines. I love mini slimlines, but I also like regular slimlines. I guess this is a little hard to see. Like, I picked black. Because black is chic. So anyhow, it'll be a little challenging to see. But I do, and this is a little bit bigger. So it's 3 3/4, I believe, by 9 inches. Let me double check that. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 9. And this will still fit into a number 10 business envelope, you know, just a regular letter envelope that you send out. And then I've got some just black and white polka dot paper. I think I trimmed it 1/8 of an inch shy. So it's like 3 5/8 by 8 7/8, that kind of thing. So that I will have a narrow border. I don't want a big border. And then I've got this little peach piece that just happens to match. And look, you can see I cut it off. When you paper, when you're using all of your paper, just flip it over. You can't see it. I get the goodie out of my paper. So this is like my carpet. I want the polka dots to be the wall, and then my carpet, or floor, I don't know. It's peach, so probably a carpet. Thanks, Guy. Hey, Cindy Ellen's here too.
Oh, hi, Cindy Ellen.
Hi, Belinda. I haven't been looking at the comments. Sorry, guys. One day, I will be a pro at this, and I will be able to read your comments and follow along. You guys watch Daniel West. He's putting your comments up there, and he's all over the place, and like he's on top of everything. He's like my...
Wait, how do people do that?
I don't know, but yeah. Hopefully by the time I have enough people watching all the time, I'll be good enough to...
Yeah. To do that.
Oh, I'm not going to glue this down yet. What am I doing? I'm not gluing this down yet because I want my lights to be behind here, so we'll get to that in a minute. First, let me glue...
I'm going to set my messy inking part aside. Okay. Because, yes. Well, because that... Okay. So I just finished the front of my card, or the inking of it.
Oh, I like that. Oh, it's shimmery.
Yeah. That's the Dilutions shimmer spray. I'm going to put the Beware on top of that. And that's going to be the front, but I'm also adding, I have some iCrafter adhesive attached to some white cardstock, and that's going to be my spider web. I still have it actually inside the die, because that's where it stayed nice and carefully in transport.
It's easy to pull it out that way. Detail there. I am going to get ink all over my fingers. Yeah, there's the sink right there.
Oh, well,
I would
washed it off, and it's sort of like, yeah, let's ink myself. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of foam. Is that the double stick or double?
Double thick, yeah. I have regular too, and thinner. I have like every thickness of foam tube. It's just handy. Oh, Micah's here too, guys.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Okay, so before I go too far, I'm going to kind of lay out. I just tucked, see the little gray coffee cup here? Hopefully you can see it. Gray coffee cup. It has a little slit in the top when you cut it out, which is awesome because then I can just tuck my little guy in here and pretend it's a vase. I think I'm going to trim it down a little bit because when I put the pumpkins here, proportionally it looks a little, maybe a little big, maybe not. You know, sometimes on your mantle you have big things. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I am going to just go ahead and glue this together so that it's one piece. And then if I decide to trim it down, I can still do that.
Okay, and I just attached my Beware label. This is the apothecary label. And what I did was I put it so that the shiny green is behind it so that it stands out even without.
It looks really cool in person. It's like super sparkly from here.
Yeah.
I love it.
That is really cool stuff. Okay. Now, we're out my spider web.
Okay, so let me build up my mirror for you, and I'm going to show you guys at like Joann's and Michael's, there is, Basil makes Mylar. It's like 12 by 12 sheets of Mylar, and I thought I had a bigger scrap here than I do, but I don't. So I have another little piece of, it's a different kind of silver Mylar, which is not super easy to find, but it's really transparent. You can see right through that, and I want my ghost to be hidden when he's in the mirror, and see how you can see him. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of copy paper, and it fits right there. So now you don't see him, but light can still shine through this because it's not super opaque. You see that? And I just trimmed this. Remember that little frame I showed you? This is pink glitter cardstock, and I trimmed it to fit behind. So I am going to go ahead and glue these together, and then I'm also going to glue the ghost straight to the back, and I'll show you why in a minute. Now the question is, I think I'm going to use some Connect glue, Gina K's Connect, because it's a stronger glue than PVA for plastic. The one thing about PVA is that it doesn't hold plastic very well. And I haven't tried Gina K's with Mylar, but I have used it for lots of gems. Oops. And it works great for gems, so I'm assuming that it will work. Now with the Mylar, you're going to want to make sure that you don't get too much glue everywhere. Because it'll show up.
Do you say that from experience?
Just a little, you know. It's happened once or twice. Alright, so we're good there. Now I'm going to glue the paper behind it, and I'm using the Gina K again here for the same reason, just because it's Mylar. So what are you guys doing? Do you guys make Halloween cards, or are you skipping straight to Thanksgiving and Christmas?
And do you make Thanksgiving cards? That's kind of an interesting. I'm going to remove this now that I'm done with the spilling everything part.
Okay. So I have to be honest, I love to make cards, and I rarely actually send them. I'm so bad. So my good friend Jade, her birthday was in July. I got ahead of the curve, unusual for me, and I made her card like almost 2 months early. She's actually a twin. She has a twin sister. Obviously, her birthday's the same day. And I made their cards sort of, they're very similar, same stamps, but a slightly different orientation. Their birthday was July 13th. Their cards are still on my desk.
I could top that. I have things from March that I'm supposed to get.
I'm so bad. Okay.
But they're really creative, right?
They're super cute. I know they will love them eventually.
Okay. I feel all these. I'm adding a spider web to the corner of it, and I'm trying to add it where it's a little bit darker. And I also die cut this spider, so it's going to be sitting there. And I also cut it out of red. You can see I just cut the bottom part of the spider, so I just got the, the Black Widow coloring there. And I am also using PVA glue. I'm just going to add that. And I love the fact that this bottle, the fine wine bottles, just make it so easy to add the glue to it.
Yeah, definitely. I've actually, with PVA, I've tried the blue cap, which is a finer gauge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too fine for me. I
use the yellow.
Yeah, so I use the yellow for my PVA. I do use the blue for like diamond glaze because that comes out. It's more watery. And it's a good idea to stick your cap in it when you are not using it. Okay, so I went ahead. Can you see a little bit of light? You can kind of see him coming through there. He's cut out of black paper, so he's more opaque. So when the light shines behind him, it's not going to go right through him. If he were cut out of thin white paper, the light might actually go through and you might not see the ghost at all. So that's why I chose the black. And then we're going to cut, I have the vellum spider web already cut here, and I'm going to glue this in place as well. Again, using the Connect because I'm going on top of Mylar and glitter paper. And I don't have to have it everywhere. In fact, I'm going to touch off most of this glue. It doesn't really matter because it's a web if it's a little webby. But see how I just kind of blotted it onto my paper? So all the extra glue is off. There's still plenty. It'll still stick just fine. And I love iCrafters tweezers. So these are Flathead Tweezers, and they're reverse, like locking tweezers. So, and they have a good grip. Like you can hold something.
Yes.
Like you can see, I'm shaking it around. That's a nice grip, even for big pieces.
Yep.
So.
And I love the big flat head on there so that you can hold tiny things. And you can apply adhesive on one side and flip it over. It doesn't spin like the little pointy ones do. So anyway, so I finished the front of my card. So it has my little spider in there. Now I'm going on the inside, and this is the fun part. This is going to be the interesting part because this is where the lights come in.
All right.
So I'm going to cut a piece of vellum to fit behind.
Okay, so with my fireplace, my mantle is wide enough that the Easy Light will fit right behind it, and you'll be able to hide it, and I'll have the button here. So what I'm going to do before I go too far is I'm going to figure out the placement of these guys, and then I'm going to stamp the word push somewhere here where the button is so that you can You can see the word push, and we can hide the button underneath. So let me...
That part I'm going to forget.
All right. Well, it's hard to do after you've already got it in place,
Yes.
especially if you're embossing. So what you can do is you can always stamp it, cut it out, put it on top. Like make a little circle or something like that. Well, that's just going to go sideways.
Okay, so let me explain real quick. So I die cut, when you have a tunnel card pieces, there's no blade on the outer edge, it just sits inside. So what I cut was the inside of what would be the back panel for the tunnel card, so the moon and the bats in there. So I put some vellum behind it so that I could put the lights up behind it. So before I put that down, I'm going to just kind of slowly build the card together to make sure I have all the pieces that I need. I pre-cut some shapes. This is going to be the bottom panel. This is going to be the actual part that does the wiper part. And then I also die cut the house, the little house from the tunnel card, and I'm just going to cut it flat across. So, to do that.
I changed my mind about cutting the coffee cup. Oh, also, just so you guys know, the faces are actually cut out, but I left them in place. They kind of lock in place if you're careful, so I left them in place. You could always color those or pop them out or cut them from a different color if you wanted, but I'm just leaving them tone on tone. The face is there. It gives you the idea without having to.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When I do the lights and I don't have the button part, I just have the lights going back here, do I need to do foam behind this?
Okay, so because you have vellum, you want a little bit of space between the vellum and the lights, otherwise you'll get a hot spot. Let me show you. So, if you press the button, you see how you have a hot spot?
So
but if you lift it up,
slightly,
it'll blow.
Okay, so what do you recommend this?
You can use either double or single if you don't want, because you're going to have double on the bottom, right?
Right.
So I would probably use a single.
Okay. Okay, perfect, thank you.
Oh, that's just regular, not, I don't know why I said single. Single thickness, just regular foam tape. I even have super thin if you wanted super thin. But that doesn't really give you a ton of space there.
Okay.
Yes, Guy. In fact, hop along because several people have used the halo lights. In fact, Marsha's card, she used a halo light with a ribbon rosette. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. But several people have used the house guy with the halo light, and yeah, it works great. It is super cute. They're definitely meant to be. Great combination. Okay, so I have my mantle piece here, and before I go any further, before I stick my light behind it or anything, I am going to stamp the word push here and emboss it in white powder just so that you can see it. And I have my little Misty behind me. Alright, so this is a stamp set from my favorite things. It's called Interactive Labels. I just got more in stock, but they're not up on the website yet because they literally just came in. So if you're looking for them, I do have them. Just give me 2 hours. I'll get them back here. Yeah. And there are lots of different words. I'm looking for the word push. I'm going to put it about here. I kind of want it over in the cluster so it's not by itself. I could flip the light around and have the word over here by itself, but I think I want to keep it in the cluster.
Now, do you take down your lights as you go, right?
I do. A lot of times I'll kind of mark with a pencil where I want my lights to go, but since you're kind of lighting up the whole background, as long as you get them
you want it right behind the moon.
Oh, okay. Then I would use a pencil to kind of
show where the moon is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so So this is not an eye crafter tool. This is new from the Rabbit Hole Designs. There. It's the new brush for powder. It's a powder tool brush. Works really, really well. If you need a new one, that's the one you want. I'm going to use some Versamark ink. And I'm not pushing hard. I'm pushing, but not hard. If you push too hard on the words smush. So be careful with that. I'd rather stamp 2 or 3 times. This I can see it's perfect there. I'm going to reach over you real quick. Sorry. Okay, so I have a little drawer that has a white spoon with my white powder. I have a second drawer with a clear spoon and clear powder, because those are the 2 I use the most. That's a trick I learned from Mary Blanca. And it's hard for, well, I guess I can't show you, but this way, you can kind of see the label. I peel the label off and stick them on my drawer, just so I know what I'm dealing with there.
Very nice.
All right. Extra. And then I'm going to keep this guy up. Almost there. All right, now we're at temperature. Okay. The gardener showed up on Monday. Or that's not our school. Oh, okay. I was going to say, they usually come on Wednesday. Of course, they wait for us to be live.
I was going to say, hide the rabbits.
Nah, they hide themselves. Oh. Okay, so I'll wipe my extra powder off onto my pants, because that's what we have pants for.
That's a technical tool.
You know. All right. Baby, I'm going to let you catch up on comments for us. Because you're awesome. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the back of my fireplace to my wallpaper. And my wallpaper is not glued to the card yet. Notice that, because I am going to poke through. Guys, I cleaned my desk off for you just so I could fisheye. Not that you notice, especially, but
hey, there's plenty of room to work. That's wonderful.
Sometimes it's super crowded all around the perimeter of what you can see. Okay, so I have my polka dot paper, the inner parts of my fireplace, which is just a gray rectangle with 2 little black sides. Those are the, the sides. This is the one where we cut the angle a little bit differently, and then the floor. I did not really worry about measurements. I was just kind of eyeballing it. I used my trimmer to make sure those were straight lines, and this is the same strip so that they're even. I just cut it in half. Put it there. So we've got the mantle, which has the little dental piece, which I'm sure is not showing up on camera. But there's a dental piece, and then there's another little layer behind it, and then the layer on top, so that it looks like crown molding, kind of. I've already got my little details there. It's going to sit on top, and our mirror is going to go here. So it's kind of come along, huh? All right, so somewhere.
So I need to duplicate your push.
Oh,
what did you do?
Okay, so here's a push button or a push stamp.
Stamp. Okay. Let me just.
See.
Okay. Okay. I figured. Yeah, of course, set that there. Yeah, we have to go into there. I still have to get everything lifted up. Maybe I'm too early with this. I'm going to put it in here for now. Okay. Just let it
There you go.
sit there.
All right.
After that. Now that I look at this.
And I'm going to use a pencil to mark where I want my button to be. So I'm just kind of hovering it over the center of the word push, move it out of the way, and I've marked a dot there. And then I want my lights. I know that this is the top of my mantle, and I want my lights to be behind my mirror. And so I'm going to have 1, maybe 2, 3, all 3 kind of in the center. Oops. Well, if you move your bottom paper at the same time you move your top paper, it's hard to hover. Hover in place. All right, so that guy, and maybe a little above and a little below. So I know where I want my button to live, and I know where I want my 3 lights to live. So I'm going to take pokey tool, and I'm just poking through here. You holler when you're ready for me.
I want to make a quick comment. This is the wiper part. So it comes shaped like this when you die cut it. You fold back that part, you fold back across the whole part there, and then you have,
Slide this.
oh, yeah, that's easier.
So we can see the white.
So you fold it in half, and then you have these angular folds, and what you're doing is you're doing the two angles back, and then there's a fold, there's a crease along the center that you want it to come forward on here. So you just kind of convince it to center fold back, angle folds forward, and you just go across that, and then you use the iPress burnisher and give it a good push. So that creates a wiper part, and there is one more tab here that you want to fold down. Okay. And then I'll adhere it in a second. Then I go ahead and go. I'm just going to keep working on this, but I wanted to show
Those
how
are
to fold
so cool, and there's so many of them, and they all assemble the same way. So
Yes.
once you do it once, you know how
You
to
got
do it forever, and there are a bunch of options for it. I love them all. I use them all, and I mix and match because they totally mix and match.
And this one is actually designed for the happy birthday set, so balloons can go across here, but it also looks like clouds.
Yeah.
So I use it kind of as a natural, and I did two different shades of blue, so like the sky is a little lighter at the bottom and a little darker in the background. So that was just a very subtle, very subtle. So go ahead and go. I'm just going to keep playing back here.
No worries. So I've already got adhesive on the back of my light. The purple button is where I want to line up with that circle that I drew earlier. Just like this. And before I stick down too hard, I'm going to make sure that, yeah, whole thing is covered. Now, sometimes people want to mail cards like this, and that's a great idea. If you have it in the mail and the button's pushed for too long, then you can wear out the battery. So these should last you about 10 hours of pushing the button. And that's, you push the button for a few seconds. You're not usually going to push it for 10 hours. But, but if it were in the mail and it was squished, that could happen. So you can just stick a tab underneath, like between the battery and grab a little stuff.
And I am working on the little house that comes with the tunnel card, and I'm just opening the shutter so that you can, when I put the light behind it, you'll be able to see the windows open. So.
I'm not going to leave this in here, but I'm showing you for demonstration purposes. Oh, wait. I need to put it at the bottom. Sorry. Let me show you how not to do it.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Yeah. All right. So this tab here is underneath. I made it pretty and I could write the word remove and it could just pull out later. But once it's there, I'm pushing the button and the lights don't come on. You pull it out and there you go. So when you put your foam tape, when you cover it up, make sure that your foam tape doesn't cover the exit or your tab won't actually remove. I hope that makes sense. I have lots of videos on that. And this one is going to be a hand-delivered card or a sit on my desk for 2 years card. Something like that. So, I'm going to grab a punch.
And just while she's doing that, I am adding a little bit of vellum to the back side of the house. So again, it will, and it's just hand-cut piece, so just behind the doors and the windows. Just so that it adds a little, diffuses the light slightly.
So I grabbed a hand punch. You could do this with your pokey tool as well, but you need a hole big enough for all 3 lights to go through. And this is going to be hidden, so it's not a big deal. And it would be fine with the punch, but since I have 3 layers of paper there, that's why I'm doing that. I'm feeding my wires through here, just like that. And those 3 holes that I already punched, I'm just going to use Scotch tape and tape these in place. At the end of each light, you'll see a yellow dot. If you flip it over to the back side, you see the wires, the blue and the red. You'll know that's the back. I want the yellow dot to face the front of my card when I tape them in place. But they're so bright, the whole thing is going to light up anyhow. It's not a big deal. if you get them kind of out of place.
Okay, so I'm doing on the center of my wiper part, I want the light to come up behind it. So I just marked behind the die cut of the house where I want the light to show up behind. And I am going to just do, I think this is what you were just talking about. I'm just going to use my pokey tool and go through.
Also, if you need a pokey tool, the iCrafter one, look, it's retractable.
Yes.
So you won't poke yourself.
If you can transport it very easily.
You don't poke through your bag and that kind of stuff when you're moving it around. You probably still poke yourself. I do.
And I just love it. I had fun with the name, the I Click Die Pick.
Yeah.
So
it's very cool. It's like, seriously, it's a well thought out tool. I mean, we all have pokey tools. You could even use a knife. But like, this one is awesome. And sometimes we just need an awesome tool, right?
yes.
I think so.
When it's very handy. It's,
Oh, absolutely.
I use it for everything.
Yeah, I grab it all the time.
Yeah. So I'm just putting adhesive on the back of the house because this is going to have some space behind it so the light will not be touching it. So I don't need to necessarily put the foam. Just kind of be careful where I put the glue.
Alright, so I have my 3 little lights taped in those holes. I'm just curling up the extra wire just so it wouldn't accidentally pop out the side or anything like that. And I'm going to tape it down. Not a big deal. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything. You just don't want it to slide out in either direction. So my lights are in place. This is popped up, so I can glue, this is basically flat. I can glue this flat to my card. And the only raised part is here, which my mantle will be popped up and covered. Hope that makes sense. And then I'm also going to raise this guy up so that there's space between the lights and there, so it has room to bounce around before the light comes through, so it's not just little hot spots. Alright, so I'm going to glue him down. And I'm just using PVA because for the bulk of this, it's paper to paper. You ready for stamp?
No, I'm still thinking this.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for reminding me. Not that I would have forgotten. Anyway.
Also, if it's a pain in the butt, remember you can just cut it out and tape it on later.
Tape it on later. Or I might, well.
Maybe you can stamp it on the arm.
Or I could stamp it on the pumpkin.
Oh,
would that be weird?
No. Why not? I mean, why? I don't think so.
Okay. In that case, yes, I'm going to go on to the next step.
All right. I have smaller push words too.
Amanda joined. She was fine.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
You know Amanda.
Yes.
She came to talk to me. Well, you know her anyhow, but yes.
Okay. So now.
Oh, Cindy, what are you going to make with your lights?
Can't see all the names in
sorry.
there. Oh, Cindy, hello. It's
Cindy Owens.
Amanda, hello. And Lauren's here. The other Amanda.
Yep.
Yes.
There's a few of us.
There's more than you? Well, you and Amanda Panda?
And we also have Amanda Wilcox in the hop today.
Oh, hello, hello.
So, you can see the lights are here. Well, hopefully you can. Studio lights really make a difference. But see how they're lighting up? And they're not glowing a whole lot yet. If I put them here, you can't really see them at all because of the ghost. But it's kind of, maybe,
so
yeah.
cool.
Can you turn that down just for a second? Alright. So you can kind of see him through the face. But if I lift him up, is it showing? Well, I'll show you when I got it done. Okay. So I just need some double thick foam tape, which is in front of my face. Oh, yeah, there it is. Told you it was in front of my face. So I'm just going to put it here and here, and it doesn't have to be huge or anything.
This is where the pencils come in really handy.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Linda says she's holding out for the multicolored Christmas.
Oh. It's so hard because people, you have to guess what they want. And then if I make them, like, multicolor, then they'll Want different colors?
Different colors, yeah.
So, if you want colored lights, Chibitronics makes, they actually have a new pack that has all, I think they have 6 colors. You can get all 6 in one package. It used to be the 3 primaries and then the 3 tropicals. So you had to buy 2 packs, which was twice as many lights, but also twice as much money if you only wanted 1 or 2. But now you can get one pack that has all of them. And then you can use our original power packs with them, or you build your own circuit however you want. But they have colored lights, and Chibitronics are still awesome. I really like them.
Do you ever manage to color our lights with the ink or anything?
Yeah, it doesn't really, the light isn't big enough. So I'm putting an extra piece of foam tape on the back of my little vase here, my coffee cup vase, just so that he's puffed up too. I'm not going to worry about behind the florals because if they, go up or down, it's not a big deal. It's floral.
Okay, here's a question. Do you do it this side up?
I do. It'll work either way. It works better that way.
Okay. And then, do you liquid glue it down or do you double stick tape it down?
Yeah, I use double stick tape. It's a nice strong tape as long as you're, well, actually for pretty much anything. It goes to plastic and everything. So I've removed all of my release paper. I'm going to use my tweezers just to get my fingers out of the way so I can get it nice and straight. But it's like strong. It's holding it tight.
Great.
And I'm going to center it up and line it up, and probably my head's in the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's fine. They'll forgive us. Okay, so push where it says push, and the lights work. All right, now I need tape around the edges, and I have to get it really skinny. So I've got a piece here. This is doubled up, and it's still got release paper on it. So it's got release paper on both sides. And if you're cutting foam tape and you get your scissors all gummy, it's because you don't have release paper on both sides. You will have much better luck if you just save any old, like the release paper from stickers, or if you get labels for something and you have the release paper, save it because it's super handy. And that's what I've got going on here. Release paper on one side. Well, release paper on both sides. Okay. See how I can cut through and it's not gumming up my scissors at all?
Thank goodness for it.
All right.
Or maybe not. I'll find out.
That works.
So I'm trying to think, what is the... Okay. I mean, you need to add it as a third piece because it's just like, add this word stem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
You might as well go the easy route. And one more decorative element. So I'm building a little box. A light box, basically. That'll keep the light from going outside the edges too much. And I'm just sticking it here to one side. Man, I really hope this works.
Boy, I'm here struggling through this, and you're like, I hope it works. Well, if yours doesn't work.
It'll work. Either way, it's fun.
Oh,
we didn't lose internet, did we? Yay, we're ahead of
still
the game.
Oh, hi, Cherie. Oops. See, I say hi, Cherie, and I get the tape stuck to my finger instead of to the back end.
All right, let's see. All right, so he's showing through, even with studio lights, I can see him. All right, so I'm going to peel off my release paper. And then I'm going to use my tweezers again so that I can get my fingers out of the way and make sure he's square. Because, if your mirror was hanging crooked over your mantle, you'd probably be a little upset. Or not. I don't know. However you do.
Okay, so on the, oops, let me move this. So on the wiper part of it, on these 2 tabs that I folded back, those pieces are where I put the adhesive tape. And before I do that, I need to stick this down on top of it with the tape, or with the lights coming up. Because I need to decide. I showed that, and then I changed my mind on something.
Sorry. You're
allowed.
allowed.
And that is going to light up. Thinking. I think I'll do that. Change of plan.
Change of plan. Totally acceptable. I have two little squares here. They're like 5/8 of an inch. I think these are 1/2-inch strips, and these are 5/8. Just a little bit bigger to be the bottom. And I'm overlapping the groove here, the line, just so that it looks like it's slightly in front. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to try to make sure that it's pretty much the same. Okay, so now I just need my sentiment, and I want to make a broom. I want a little pink broom. So this is the tassel strip from the paper orb, and this is just a little skewer that I cut down. And I'm just going to roll it up on here. I'm not sure how PVA does with a wooden skewer. So we'll just use the connect there again. And this is a little long, so I will trim it down. I've also kind of pre-feathered it a little bit, I guess you would say. You know how when you mold flowers, you kind of curl the paper a little bit? That's what I did with the little tassel. And I will fluff it some more as we go when I trim it down, because that's, I think, a little too long. I want it to kind of be in the fireplace.
Okay, so just real quickly, I took this purple piece that I had already cut to size, and I put a hole here because I decided at the last minute to add a light behind this pumpkin in the corner here. So, added that. Now I just need to add the light back here.
Scotch tape.
Yep. Okay. So one light's going back here.
And it doesn't need to be Scotch tape. You can use washi tape, whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. Just tying a little bit of twine into a double knot. Not a bow. I'm not that chic. Feather it with my fingers. And then where should we cut it?
Okay, if we end up and you have this nice neat area and mine is just like a mess.
We'll
no.
We'll pan out to another camera.
Yeah. We'll cut.
Cut. Internet problems.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
Alright, so
Clean work area just means you're not working.
Oh, that's true.
there you go.
Very true.
Alright, I really like this broom. I'm not sure if it works. He's so cute.
Oh, that is so cute. I like that. Not just
You have
that, I
a
love the
chic
colors.
Isn't it cute? Alright, so let's get my sentiment together. I'm going to spell out chic. And I'm actually, so this Heather alphabet, it allows you to glue them together just like script, like handwriting. So you can overlap them. And I'm not like tripling it up. A lot of times I'll cut 3 layers and layer it up, get a nice thick, almost chipboard-like finish. But I'm not going to for this one. I'm just going to have it simple because I have a lot of other stuff going on. But see how you can do that? If you're going to use 3 layers, and I often do it even with this alphabet, glue one whole, like the word together, 1 layer, and then glue your second layer on top, and then your 3rd layer, so that it's, otherwise where you have the intersections, you'll always have 6 layers, but you'll have big bumps. So don't glue 3 C's together and then glue them to 3 H's, because you'll have a big bump instead of kind of overlapping like this. I hope that makes sense. Thank you. Hey, Rebecca. Thank you. Rebecca from Make It by Marco's here.
Oh, hi, Rebecca. I just realized, because I did this double thick foam, that it is too close to the fold, which is not a problem
Oh,
because it is coming off, I hope.
I have a little spatula if you want. Because sometimes I have to unconnect mine too.
Yes. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Yes. I need to just take it a little bit lower.
A lot of times I do this on my grid so that I can make sure that my word is lined up. I'm eyeballing it today.
Okay, so I got that. Pumpkin's going to sit here with my button. Why is the button over there? Okay, so he's going to be probably in this area. Okay, next. So who else is here?
Monica, hi Monica.
The broom is adorable, yes. Hi, Monica. Hi, Debbie. Hello, Tiffany. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Alright. Okay, so I cut out Trick or Treat from the Rosette Halloween add-on set here, and you can see I've kind of left it in the paper because I'm going to just kind of add adhesive to the back and poke it through in place so that it's lined up and I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to kind of eyeball where it goes, and then I'll glue chic on afterwards.
I'm adding, although I put tape down here, I'm adding a little liquid glue so that it holds really, really well. And then I'm lining this up with the center fold, if that makes sense. I need to go a little bit. Never done it with so much dimension, so this is kind of interesting.
Alright, so I wasn't super careful with my glue, but it's PVA, so it's not a big deal. If there's a little extra, because it'll dry clear and matte. And I'm just poking my words through, I hope.
Okay, and meanwhile, while I'm finishing off this wiper, or attaching it on this little tab, it's folded downward, and I'm just putting some adhesive, and while the whole piece is open, I'm just adhering it down there. Just hold it down and keep going.
Okay. Popping everything out, keeping it lined up. Oops, my C didn't come out. It's okay, because I can line it up.
And you can see how it's starting to fold those little corners, these angles that are folding up.
So cool.
That's nice.
Okay, so see how it's all lined up there? Easy peasy. And then I've got my word glued together so that I can line it up. Trick or treat. Is that cute or what?
Oh, that is great.
Thanks, Vegas. I saw that sign from our room. Our room was so nice, you guys. We stayed at the Wynn, and that's the first time I've ever stayed there. And I think I would like to stay there again, like, every time.
Really?
It was so nice. And they have this really cool bar downstairs called the Parasol, I think. And it's all of these umbrellas, these really cool umbrellas. So you're sitting under umbrellas. Or you can go sit outside, and they have a giant waterfall where they do the whole, like, Fantasias or Phantasmic. Yeah, they, like, laser project onto it. It's very cool.
Okay, just to let you know, I took this piece, which was from the wiper part, and usually you can put balloons on it, but I just put the stems, and I'm going to add the ghost to one of them, and the rest I'm going to trim off, but I want to make sure that the ghost comes up behind the card where I want him, so it's going to be, he will come up.
I think I'm going to have a pink bat, too, because why not? And when you cut out the little jack-o'-lanterns, you get the bat, too, at the same time, so that's why I had them. And I hope I try to keep, like, one main focal point, and I just have one really long one here. The whole card is a focal point today. Oh, Tiffany's here. Hi, Tiffany. What's for dinner? She used to always come on to Jess's live. She probably still does. I'm bad about following Jess's lives now. And it would always be dinner time, and Tiffany was always cooking dinner, and so I'd always ask her what's for dinner. So when Tiffany's on and you see me asking, that's why.
That's what. So now what I'm going to do, because there were 5 arms that come up, I'm cutting off 4 of them because I just need the one that is a goat. And these pieces won't show behind, so it's okay. So you can do, I've done these arms with our Making Faces dies too, to do cute little faces coming up. So there's my ghost. He will come up. There he's flat, and he will come up. Okay. So next, before I attach everything, I need to add the lights behind.
Okay, so I'm just gluing the broom in place. And I'm going to have to hold it for a minute because that's like, it's a slightly slower drying glue.
That is so cute. I love the colors. The colors
Isn't that
are just so much fun.
So these colors are totally inspired. Crystal Wiley and Mona Toth have both been making like pinks and silvers, like sparkly, and adding pinks and with their black and white for Halloween. So
Very cute.
I can't take credit.
Okay, and I'm just wrapping around the extra wires so that it stays exactly where I want it. So it's going to show up behind the house. Okay. So, then what I need to do in this little shape that kind of looks, can you see that? Okay, that kind of looks like an arrow shape here. That's where I'm going to put adhesive so this panel stays back. So, make sure I don't bring down the...
Those wipers are so smart. It's so easy and so it makes the whole thing super simple.
Okay, so let that dry a little bit. And then still
Leave that over. Hold it in place.
oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Like,
Die cut jail slash.
yeah. And meanwhile, I also cut a skeleton hand with glue.
Getting close. I don't want to mess with it too much because
I know,
the
it's so
glue needs
cute.
to dry. But we'll let it dry for another minute.
So what I'm going to do with the skeleton hand is I'm going to turn down the fingers so that he's pointing now. So, when I do it down,
Be careful which finger you don't.
I know. I'm trying
Depending
to
on
be
who
very,
you're sending it to.
very carefully. This is a PG rated or G rated. Okay, so he's going to point to where the button is. So then I'll add the pumpkin, or I'll add something there. Oh, pumpkins. I forgot my little pumpkins that are going to go on the front.
I love that color scheme too.
Yeah, I wanted something dark and moody so that the lights show up.
Well, you know, of course, when we have bright studio lights on.
Yeah.
We'll do spooky mode when you go ready.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I forgot to look. I know Cindy Ellen doesn't usually make Halloween cards. Who else? Does anybody else actually make them and send them? Does anybody send them? Because I make them and I fail to send them.
You never send cards out.
I know, I'm bad.
You all have like 2D cards to make.
Wait, you're supposed to send these out?
You know how long I spent making that card?
Yeah.
Who am I going to give it to?
like Emma, you're all, I don't make these for other people.
Yeah.
I make them for me.
Yes. Oh, by the way, okay, so while Linda's doing that and mine is drying, I'm going to show you a couple things. Let's see here. So, if anybody is in the Southern California area in October, what is it? It's Halloween weekend, except Halloween's on Sunday and it's the 3 days before. Thursday, Friday, Saturday? For
the
Expo. Yeah, Scrapbook Expo in Ontario, California. And this is a super sneak peek of the tag we're making for the Mega Make and Take. These are all iCrafter dies. So make sure you sign up for the Mega Making Tape and come see us. We're both going to be there. We have separate booths, and it's going to be a great show. I know like 5 or 6 company people that are going to be there.
Yes, and I am going to be demonstrating at the. Okay, help me out, Cherie. At
Oh, I have to go see it.
help me out, Cherie. What is the booth name that I'm going to be demonstrating at? Come on, Cherie. I know you know this. It is. Be creative. BEE. Be creative. Stop by.
She came through fine.
Oh, thank you, Cherie. Yes. Yes. At Be Creative, and I'll be demonstrating over there. So please stop by and come see what I'll be doing. I'll be demonstrating a whole bunch of product. They are going to also have Karen's going to be doing some kind of make and take demo with our mini albums as well. But at the booth, I'll be there all the time and be showcasing a ton of our products. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, I'll be there. I'll be talking about it.
All right. Can we go back to Mike as our technical support today? He's super awesome.
Yes.
All right. So these are a couple of the tunnel cards, and you've seen some bits and pieces there. This is obviously a Christmas card, and I made it in a foam flat. Maybe not cool. These are all iCrafter dies, and I'm going to put a little extra on the back there. But I thought this one does not light up, but I thought it would be fun to light up because I added lights to this guy. This is the original Swan base, and it comes with these guys. And can you see the little fireflies in there? They're super cute, but I thought they would be fun with the moon or the house there too for Christmas. So if you're not a Halloween card maker, these are fun pop-up 3D cards, and you can add lights to them as well. And then I made this the other day. I already shared it. You'll see it on the blog. But these roses come together super easy. What's that die set?
That is the Hello Flower.
Yeah. So it comes with flowers, and it comes with the word hello. And I used them here and just kind of popped them together. This one was I was also thinking pretty Halloween, and that one's kind of like my Haunted Mansion inspired card there. So I just wanted to show.
Oh, so pretty.
I kind of think that one's getting hoarded. So,
No, you hoard cards too?
every once in a while. Okay.
Last thing I wanted to
Studio lights. Can you see them lighting up there? It's kind of lighting up. Well, this isn't as great as I
Wait,
want.
turn the lights down. Let's see. It's showing me up.
If you use the regular basil paper, it'll show up better. He's in there. His face shows up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, close enough.
Okay. And I'm just finishing up, and I'm just going to do this really fast. It's the Happy Halloween.
So everybody make sure that you hop along, leave comments as you go, because we're both giving away, there's a $25 gift certificate to iCrafter and a $25 gift certificate to Boston Press. So we'll have 2 winners. One will win a gift certificate for each store. Well, sorry, one store, one store. One gift certificate. Yeah. So make sure you hop along. I think we're announcing winners on the 8th, and you have till the 4th. I don't know. The details are on the blog. You have a couple days. So make sure you hop along and check out all of the process, like all the different videos. There are, I know Cassie and Jeannie and Nancy made videos. Who else made videos? I think somebody else made. There's I think at least 3 or 4 videos. So if you want to see start to finish, you'll see some more videos. Oh, look
So I didn't do the push.
Oh, okay, but that's
But I
fine.
did
Because you can see.
Because I'm not giving this away, so I know.
You
the
know.
push.
Here, I'll cut the lights here. Yay!
So the moon lights up, the house lights up, and the pumpkin lights up. That's fun. So, and then the ghost disappears and he comes flying
look
up.
at that.
So
Super cute.
So it is a very thick card. But
Well, you know.
So,
Oops, wrong way. I keep pressing the wrong way. All right, what time are we at? Oh, we went over by 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. But you got two for one.
Yeah. So we went over only 5 minutes each.
But, you know.
So, but thank you everybody for watching
Yeah.
too. Look how oh sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Thank you for watching, and I'm so thankful for Amanda for inviting me over here
Thanks for
to
coming.
play with her in her beautiful studio here. So it's so much fun, and you know, it's just this thing of being isolated and locked down. It is just amazing to go out with other crafty people, and that's one of the beautiful things about Expo too, is that you get to talk and meet with other crafty people in person. There is something special about crafting in person with someone, and of course, I tend to make a giant mess, and she's been so sweet about it's okay.
You should have seen it before she got here.
That was even before I got here. I made a mess before I, no. So just want to thank Amanda for inviting me over and hosting this, and Micah, yay Micah! So,
All right, thanks, guys.
thank you
We're
everybody.
going to go barbecue or something. We're going to have fun. We're going to have
Play with
actual
bunnies.
lunch.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and play with bunnies.
And play with Bunny.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Now Micah's going to figure